right here on Cape Town TV. It is a Talk Thursday today, and we'd like you to please hit us up on social media to continue the conversation. We are at Ekse_live on Twitter. We're also on Facebook on Ekse on Cape Town TV. And to continue our discussion today, we are joined by Umwali Fabe, who is the director, or rather the executive director at the Cape Kidney Association, and she's here to chat to us more about this association and what it does to kidney patients in and around Cape Town. Umwali, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's such a pleasure having you in studio. Please share with us more on exactly what it is the work that you do at the Cape Association, a kidney association.
We're an NGO, so we raise funds. We're a patient support group, basically. So we raise funds to assist the kidney patients at the provincial hospitals on dialysis, and so we support them with food parcels on a monthly basis. Also, there's a need for bursaries so that they can become self-sustaining. So we provide bursaries. Sometimes there's a need for transport and accommodation. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what we do. Yeah.
Speaking of what you guys do, I understand that today we would rather want to focus on the chronic kidney disease. Can you explain to the viewers what that is?
Sure. You know, worldwide, it's estimated about 1 in every 10 person will have chronic kidney disease. Worldwide, there's about 850 million people with kidney failure. And so we don't have the statistics for South Africa, but it is very prevalent. And, you know, there are questions that get asked about how can you prevent?
Yes.
So prevention it's very difficult, but I mean, there are things that you can look out for, especially perhaps if you have diabetes or you have hypertension. It also depends on your lifestyle. You know, there's things like being active, watching your diet, try not to be obese, obviously, drink lots of water, avoid salt. Salt is not very good for you.
And what is the association doing in terms of educating people about the preventative measures of kidney chronic disease?
It's very difficult to prevent because sometimes it's hereditary, but then on the other hand, we do awareness campaigns. For instance, we have our World Kidney Day, and with World Kidney Day, we do a walk to create the awareness, and it's supported by kidney patients, their families, and extended friends. So, and that happens once a year. People want to know more about the actual kidneys. They can also go onto the website of World Kidney because there's lots of it. The head office is in Belgium. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that it's hard to prevent this. What are some of the signs that people should look out for?
Okay, there are lots of signs. Tiredness. We put it down to fatigue, swelling, urine, the discoloration of the urine. And also, you know, if you're feeling out of sorts, you need to actually think about, what am I doing? What am I eating? Am I active? Am I drinking my water? So there are various things that you can look at. I did bring some brochures if you'd like to see as well about how you can prevent it. But the main thing to have is your check up on your hypertension. At least do it every 6 months. And then, of course, if you do have a family history of diabetes, that's another factor that you need to take into account.
And are there enough facilities for you know, and what can be done to make sure that there is more to assist chronic kidney disease patients?
They're not enough. There are definitely not enough dialysis units around. That's a big need, and that is why you find that sometimes patients are turned away because maybe they don't meet the criteria. But it's very important to know that if you have any symptoms, as I've mentioned, see a doctor. But as far as units are concerned, there's only 2 provincial hospitals. And that's West and Tygerberg.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's actually sad. Because what are some of the stigmas that are pertaining such a disease?
There are things like, if you look at what is kidney disease, you know, it's the actual function of the kidney. And if your kidney shuts down, the bladder shuts down and everything. Stigma, there isn't such a thing as stigma because it's an illness. It happens, and people lose work, unfortunately, because of that as well. But there are very factors that you, as I said, I've mentioned earlier on about the medication and over-the-counter medication. Also, people tend to, pop a pill every time they have a headache or something. It's not always advisable to do that. Yeah.
And Molly, there are some, some speculations or some things that are said in the African culture about donating, kidneys, and it's sometimes a no-no in some cultures. How do you often bridge the gap into saying and educating people about the importance of donating kidneys to those who need it the most?
Well, that is why we do offer the awareness. We have sisters that go around, they do talks. But with regards to actual donors, we have an organization called the Organ Donor Foundation, and we normally refer them to there because they're the ones that look after patients. But if there's a need for kidney or heart or whatever the case might be.
Would you donate for kidney? Because of this conversation.
I think so.
Awesome.
Awesome.
People would love to donate, and how other people who are interested in this organization, how can they get a hold of you guys? How can they help? What is the situation there?
As I mentioned, the Organ Donor Foundation, that's what they actually do. They focus on the organ donors. So I would say that if you had a problem and you wanted to donate, 100%.
And how can you assist your organization to kind of, supporting it financially or otherwise? And if there's someone at home who would like to support, how can they go about
I'd
doing
love that because we have an office number. I'd give you that as well. 02176111326. We do the food parcels, as I say, and now coming to the end of the year, we'd like to offer our patients something more, something extra over and above just the food, like luxuries or toiletries, and those are things that people can donate for end of the year. So if they'd like to call our office, it will be greatly appreciated.
And at home, if you'd like to learn more about this organization, find their details on our social media pages at Ekse_live on Twitter and also on Facebook on Ekse on Cape Town TV. Thank you so much, Molly, for joining us on the show.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for creating awareness to our viewers at home.
Definitely. I certainly learned a lot myself.
I hope so. I'll leave a brochure with you as well.
Thank you so much. But let's go to a quick musical interlude. Do you know who this one is?
I have no idea now. Want to tell me?
I don't know either.
Let's find out in a second.
Thank you.